Hey dudes, it's Mr Wicker and I'm bringing you a review of Darlin from 2019. This was sent over to me from the Geek Legion of Doom. Yeah, this is a sequel to 2011's The Woman, directed by Lucky McGee and starring Pollyanna McIntosh, who plays a feral woman. She's also the star of this one, and she's also taken away directorial duties as well. It starts off with the feral woman who's taken a feral daughter to the hospital to get some food, and while the woman's back is turned, her daughter Darlin gets knocked over by an ambulance and taken into the hospital. Because of the way she's acting, the doctors don't know how to control her, and because she's acting like a caged beast, they actually treat her like one by heavily sedating her with drugs. And till they know actually what to do with her. In the meantime, she's actually made friends with a nurse who actually sort of feels sorry for her and ends up like washing her, dressing her, generally just feeding her, making her feel like a human being again and trying to talk to her. Now this hospital is run by a Catholic orphanage, who's run by a bishop and a bunch of nuns, and the doctors do not know what to do with her, so the bishop persuades them to hand Darlin over to him, where he promises to educate her, help her communicate with one of the nuns and the rest of the nuns. One being Gina, but he has other sort of means on why he wants to take her, and he says it is in the name of God, but is it? You're going to have to find out yourself. While this is going on, obviously the woman is trying to track down her daughter, and not knowing what's happening to her, she goes into the hospital and some things happen with some doctors, and she manages to get in contact, track down the nurse who's befriended her daughter, and he says to her, "I will take you to your daughter to the orphanage." But something happens on the driveway, on the way there in the car, and they end up being separated. Now it's left up to the woman by herself to try and track down her daughter and find her, and you later find out what else is going on with her daughter and the reason why she needs to get to her. So yeah, this is where I'm going to leave it for the synopsis of the film. I'm going to let you find out more about the film yourself by you going tracking it down yourself and watching it. Now the low and good points. Some of the low points was the story. It's a bit mismuscled, especially if you can put it next to The Woman and in this one, and the stories sometimes don't actually match and it don't make sense in places, especially coming up within like the start of the film. It's a bit muddled and you didn't know exactly where it was going to go, but nevertheless some of the acting was good in with some of the actors, especially Darlin, played by Cannon, and she was absolutely fantastic fantastic. So was the nurse who helped her, and Gina, who played the nun. They were brilliant in it. The bishop was just comical. He was meant to come over one of them sleazy sort of social I mean, this film has lots of social comedy, especially to deal with religion and things like that, but it doesn't actually tackle them in the way it should, and it comes over pretty much comedical, especially with the bishop. He was one of the, for me, he was the worst one out of the lot. He was not good acting at all. But what did work was the directing, the sort of cinematography, which is really beautiful in places, especially sort of locational shots. which you'll find yourself. It's not as gory as The Woman, especially. It is gory in places, but it doesn't happen often as much. It happens in certain scenes during the film, and it's got a really emotional ending as well, which I wasn't expecting. So yeah, I would say if you definitely liked A Woman, it was definitely try and track this one down and watch it yourself. It's a totally different atmosphere to the Woman, and which was kind of refreshing in places, but overall it was just certain parts of the story and the acting which let it down in this film. But nevertheless, if I was to give this a rating out of 10, I would have to give it a 6. It's average. It's worth the watch. Like always, thanks for stopping by, and if you have seen this film, let me know in the comments underneath and what you thought. But for now, I will check you later. Later, dudes.